And welcome back. Exciting Overwatch Missouri Valley Conference match today. Have Valpo taking on Missouri State University heading into this one. Valpo 6-2 on the season, while Missouri State is 6-1. So really exciting to match, and we'll also get to see these two teams face off on Friday for their NECC quarterfinals match. Starting lineup for Valpo tonight, going to have Fusic on tank, Atlas on DPS, Wit on DPS, and then Meepo and NH Cool Stuff on support. This team recently just completed an undefeated season in the NECC, as well as our Academy Overwatch team and our Rocket League team. But gonna have the Valley action tonight. Lamp gonna be on that Wrecking Ball, gonna find an early kill. Gonna have the Ramatra for the Fusic, able to find a kill on the Kiriko. And Valpo, with that TP, we're able to get first position and have great control in this fight. 3 for 1 in Valpo's favor, but tank goes down for Valpo. Wrecking Ball very low, able to get out. But big match with playoff implications today. Both of Valpo's losses this year coming from Missouri State in their first game and Illinois State, which Missouri State's sole loss coming from Illinois State. So could even it up and potentially allow for Valpo to sneak their way into the 1 seed with a win here today, as Illinois State did drop out of the MVC for Overwatch. Valpo dropping a couple members here, and they're going to have to back off. And Missouri State will take point now. Slamp for Missouri State. I do remember the first time I played him was quite difficult to deal with on the Wrecking Ball. We're going to have the gates come out from Missouri State. Atlas is going to go down. With that pick, Valpo gonna have to wait a little longer. Ult economy high for both teams. Gonna have 4 ults available for both teams here. Jojo comes out here. So well as the beat drop. It finds the turret and finds a nice shot on OnStar. Tracer gonna be down. And they do have the Torbjorn ult come out. He's going to find a kill on Meepo with the Torb ult. Genji just dying there, was really low and ends up falling. And Fusic gets stuck, and that's going to be a kill as well. Wit was able to find one on Lamp. Missouri State will regain control of point here. Valpo just had it for a second there. Build up a little bit more percent. Valpo with the ult economy advantage, gonna have Ramatra ult, Ray, and the Genji blade. Ooh, and Fusic falls off. Unfortunate. And Meepo just stays on the map as well. We do have a blade coming out from Atlas. Unfortunately, Reflect not going to be enough. H Cool Stuff does go down. Fusic with ult here, but getting dropped really low and just going to get shredded there by OnStar and Lamp. Gates coming out. In overtime now, just supports live for Valpo. And this is going to be first point to Missouri State here. Valpo with a strong start in that one, but wasn't able to finish it off. So first control point going to go to Missouri State. Valpo just weren't really able to recapture a point there and get that momentum back in their favor. They were for a split second, but weren't able to win that team fight. I thought they had a really good chance with the Genji ult, the Ramatra ult, and the Ray, but just weren't able to find a way in, as Fusic did go down early in that fight, unfortunately. But going to get the switch to Hazard here. Valpo going to get the early TP. Get out quick here. Atlas going to end up switching to the Genji. And Meepo switching off the Juno to the Kiriko. Fusic zoning off the Wrecking Ball, but Wrecking Ball actually able to find a kill there. Some nice damage from Fusic. Not going to be able to finish him off though. Wrecking Ball dropping very low. This Wrecking Ball feels like they just keep living with very little health left. Are finally able to pick it up. Meepo picking up a kill on the Lucio, and Atlas finding one on the Torb. And that's going to be a first team fight win for Valpo. Both supports for Valpo already double in their ult percent over the Missouri State supports. Or I guess not the Kiriko, but very high in ult charge. Meepo going to have gates very early in this game. By the end of the season, these two teams are going to know each other every in and out, every little different team comp on different map, but like I said, have already had a lot of games and a lot more to come. B-Drop does go down on site here. Gates going to come out as well for the side of Missouri State, and a return Gates for Valpo going to come out. Busick able to pick up two. Witt able to find one as well. And that's just the ult econ advantage. That extra ult, that extra support ult going to help out Valpo to secure that team fight. They are going to have the Soj ult and the Hazard ult for this upcoming fight. We'll say that Wrecking Ball ult on site as well as that Torb ult on site. Going to be a lot of kind of zone control AoE damage that is going to be very scary. But Valpo has 70% now. Torb ult going to be live. And Torb ult going to be used now. See if a Witt decides to pop ult here. Will not do so as he does get picked up by the Torb. And they have the Tracer bomb going out. Gonna find Meepo as well as the Wrecking Ball ult on site. Atlas was able to pick up a kill there on Tracer. But for the most part, Valpo going to lose in this fight, but going not before they pick up 92%. Witt dropping extremely low. Lucky to stay alive there. That could have been a bad stagger for Valpo. Well, TPS ult's available here. Just the beat drop for Missouri State. Witt able to pick up one on OnStar, and this should be a great early pick for them. We'll see Atlas use the Blade most likely here. We do have Witt popping ult though. Beat drop return, and we do have Blade coming out. Oh, and gets taken down by Kaiser. Valpo using both DPS ults, but aren't able to find anything, and the return Gates from Missouri State comes out. And 2 members down for Valpo, 3 members. That's going to be a lost fight for Valpo. They will have beat drop available. Not much else. They will have the Gates. So if they're able to use these ults early and get it before the Torb ult comes out, that could be big for Valpo. Valpo grouped up, moving into site now. With 92%, will probably only take one team fight. Gates come out for Valpo. Witt does get dropped early. Torb ult on site, going to be brutal. Beat drop comes out for Valpo. That extra health going to be huge. Busick does have to get out. Will survive though. Valpo will drop both supports, and that'll be the fight. At 92% now, Missouri State passing in point. We do have Atlas on site, able to find the reflect. Okay, we do have the hazard still on point. Atlas does go down, and that should do it for game one. So Valpo going to drop game one to Missouri State. We'll take a look at the play of the game. It's going to be Lucio for the side of Missouri State. So game one in this best of 5 series going to Missouri State in the Missouri Valley Conference. So just one more regular season game in the Valley after this. Smash just played their last regular season game and also going to be playing this team in the NECC. So a lot of exciting other things going on with this matchup. But before we head into a break, did want to give a quick shout out to Valpo Day, all you alumni, friends of the program, family, players. Mark your dates, April 9th, Valpo Day. Come out and support our program. But we're going to play a quick ad for Valpo Day. And we are back with game 2 of Valpo versus Missouri State. Valpo going to be starting off on defense here. Going to have Atlas on the Torb. That is definitely quite the switch up. Also shocked not to see, what's that one tank character? But really strong on this new Queen Street map. Anyways, Kaiser going to be having the Torb for Missouri State, and Kaiser, that tag giving me fond memories of our great player alumni who just graduated, Squirrel Flaps. His last name being Kaiser, but definitely missing him tonight in this matchup. But Fusick finding a nice early kill there onto the support. That's going to be big. And this Ramatra going to do some work on the Reinhardt. Kaiser finding one on Atlas, though. Valpo having to give a bit of space here. That first section can be a tough spot to push through, but Missouri State able to get through it with ease. Able to get through the bridge portion. And Wick caught out of position a bit here. Two meters away from first point. Fusick going to get pinned into the team, and that is going to be unfortunate. Atlas going down as well. We'll see if he swaps off the Torb. And that'll be a team kill. So not a great, not start you want to see if you're a Valpo fan in this game too. As Missouri State able to have 5 minutes left after getting that first point and pick up a team kill, and have been pretty uncontested so far. They're gonna take some space here on this second point, be playing up a bit. Fusick dropping super low, is able to get the shield up, and heals coming through. Shatter is able to find Fusick, does get knocked out of the way somehow. Not sure what ability that was, but Ray coming out for Missouri State. Return Ray coming back. Fusick does go down, and that Reaper ult going to be pretty darn big. Going to be able to pick up both supports for Valpo, and that's going to be another team kill. So Valpo in the tough situation where they might want to switch up their characters, but it's also difficult too because they got the ults available. Torbolt going to go out, going to be able to pick up the turret. Beat drop does come out as well for Valpo, and this should be an easy wipe. Looks like Valpo's just chasing him down. So use this Sojolt, the beat drop, and the Torbolt. I think as far as character swaps go, I think the only one I'm thinking of for Valpo that we don't see typically is the Torb. Not that that's the issue or anything, it's just something we don't see typically. So if Valpo's struggling, you know, that might be something you want to switch up, maybe to like a Genji or a Reaper. But anyways, Missouri State finally having been stalled out a bit here. Ult economy about even here. Kaiser does pick up one on Wit. And Atlas going to be caught in a corner a bit here. Not going to be able to see the supports. And this should do it. Shatter does come out as well. Oh, Fusick with the ult is going to start trading back some kills. Meepo finds one as well. But Valpo looks like they're going to lose the fight. Wit and Meepo able to pick up one though. And we are just trading back and forth at this point. Missouri State is going to get that checkpoint though, and they're going to have just under 4 minutes left. Gonna have both DPS ults up for Valpo. Ray gonna come out, return Ray gonna come out. Atlas gonna use the Tor Bolt here, able to find one. Kaiser trading one back onto, a lot of kills going back and forth here. But it looks like Valpo going to have the advantage here, and they're gonna be able to push out Missouri State. They're still gonna have the beat drop available here, but everyone else gonna be pretty low on ult charge. Reaper ult is available here. Shatter coming up shortly. Wait, able to pick up a kill onto the Juno, and that's going to be a big stagger. Damage hitting a little harder with that support being down. Shatter does come out. Beat drop return for Valpo. Reaper ult comes out. Reaper ult not able to pick up anyone, but drops a couple members low. Atlas goes down. Wick goes down. Any cool stuff returns one back on a Reaper. Fusic gonna have to give up some space here. Just Fusic and support's alive. Both DPSs come back. We'll have a close respawn here. Lamp picks up NH cool stuff. Fusic on point. We'll see if he ends up ripping the ult. Less than 2 minutes left here now. Just about 10 meters to push here. Ray comes out. It's a very, very quick ult charge for their Juno. Popcorn picks up one on the Torb. Now we have the Fusic ult coming out, able to find Kaiser. That's about it. We do have the Torb ult just respawning though. Fusic does go down. H cool stuff able to find a kill. Meepo does go down. We have the Torb ult on point. Atlas does drop in the process. Fusic switching to the Malga. Just going to be Fusic and NH Cool Stuff left here. Shatter comes down. Is going to find NH Cool Stuff. NH Cool Stuff going to go down. And this will be a full push for Missouri State. A full push with 50 seconds left. Definitely not an ideal defense there for Valpo. But can make up for it with a full push. Anyways, we'll see what Valpo decides to change here, moving into the attacker portion. Rarely see nighttime on New Queen Street, I feel like. I think I like the we'll see the scenic view here. I don't know which I like better. Anyways, are going to see some swaps come out for Valpo. Going to switch to that Reaper. Really like that. And then I am absolutely blanking on this character's name. Distracting. I'll think of it eventually. But anyways, this was the tank I was expecting to see for Valpo.
How can one focus when viewing the infinite universe?
Then going to keep that Juno and Lucio.
Fast.
Oh, it's Sigma. That's who it is. Anyways, he's got the rock. Using that gravity, his ult kind of pulls him up in that circle. But really strong on New Queen Street. Not sure why, but I've heard that over and over again. Kind of picking up some Overwatch knowledge along the way, casting all these games. But they're going to have the Wrecking Ball for Lamp, and that's kind of his specialty. Has been really tough to deal with in the matches we've played Missouri State. Fusic does drop the lamp. Wrecking Ball just wrecking our backline right now. Zio is going to drop to Kaiser. Valpo so far a bit stalled here. Like I said, this first portion of New Queen Street can be pretty tough to push through. It does go down there. So you're able to trade one back on a Kaiser though. Zenyatta goes down. Both supports going to be down, and Valpo should be able to get some space here. Meepo does go down for Valpo though. Turret goes down. Did have a Wick go down there with ult up. Goes down to the Wrecking Ball, but Fusic able to find one on the Torb. Two minutes left here. Valpo pushing to this point. They are able to find the rock on the Wrecking Ball. They are moving some focus to this Wrecking Ball, but he is able to get out. Seven HP and purple. Sigma somehow able to live here and is going to use ult. Going to find two. Atlas able to finish off Popcorn. They are going to have the Reaper ult available if needed. But with Fusic and Atlas picking up one, Atlas picking up another. And that should be a team kill.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Valpo with great ult economy still going to be big. They didn't have to use many ults there at all. If Atlas just chilling on point here. Oh, Fusic finds one. Fusic has had a couple solo picks on that Torb this game. Do have the Wrecking Ball ult coming out. Wrecking Ball going to be fighting on Valpo's team. Evo able to take down the Wrecking Ball, and Valpo should be able to push, take some more space off of that. They still have all three of those ults available. We have Ray come out. Atlas using ult, able to pick up one. The Torb ult does take him out though. Ooh, and Wit with some nice shots here. Able to finish off two with the right click. Still holding on to that ult. Fusic gonna have ult again now. Valpo, although they stalled out for quite a bit on that first point, have really picked up the pace and I think are on the same pace as Missouri State now. 4 minutes left, getting that second checkpoint. Dropping low. He's gonna get healed up though. Valpo just playing the high ground right now. Wrecking Ball dropping low. It seems like they have dealt with the Wrecking Ball pretty well here on attack. Haven't caused too many issues. This rock is gonna drop the Torb quite low. Fusic with 20 health though. Needs the heals to come through. Lucio does come around, able to get the heals. Meepo does drop, so going to be down to support now. We have several ults available for Valpo though. Do have Sojol come out for the side of Missouri State. Atlas able to pick one up on the Torb. We have a return Sojol. Well as the Sigma ult was used there. Valpo taking some more space here. We'll have B drop. Yada ult comes out for Missouri State. 2:30 left. B drop comes out for Valpo. That's going to be two big kills for Valpo. Wrecking Ball on point. Not going to be able to do too much, and this should be the full push with 2:20 remaining. Wow. Valpo had a very slow start to this attack, but we're able to come out with the time advantage and going to be heading to overtime now.
Initiating match.
So Valpo going to have the advantage here heading into overtime, and that's going to be huge. But really turned it around there, and I feel like the momentum now in Valpo's favor in this overtime. So I hope that didn't pick up on the mic, a little ASMR, but just grab some water. Been on a solo cast, about 5 hours a night each day this week, but great time to be able to do it. I mean, I get to tune into all these amazing matches, a lot of big MVC matches with the regular season come to a close, and NECC quarterfinals this week. So really exciting week for the program. Had a very exciting game last night. Had League of Legends, the 8 seed, upsetting the 1 seed, March Mayhem. But big game for the League of Legends team last night. It was probably the biggest upset we've had all season. But loved watching them be able to pull that off. But going to be heading to overtime, and this is really big for Valpo because in a best of 5, the difference between a 1-1 and a 2-0 just feels so significant. So really need to get on the right side of the scoreboard here and get some points up. Lamp able to find one on NH Cool Stuff. Going to be rocking the Reinhardt. Valpo actually swapping to the Hazard and the Reaper. They were playing the Reaper on attack, but on defense they did have the Torb previously. Valpo playing pretty far up here. Don't typically see teams pushing this far up on the defense on New Queen Street, but in overtime, every meter counts. They are not... Oh, and almost had the wall to try and prevent him going into spawn there, but just able to sneak in. 10 seconds left here. Missouri State cannot lose the fight anymore. They will be in overtime for the rest of this attacker portion of the overtime. No one getting close to ults. They are able to get a bit of distance here. Atlas does go down. That's going to be unfortunate. Wit dropping low. Wit does have ult available. See if he decides to pop. It is going to have an early ult. The Shatter is also available for Missouri State. Now, scary thing about this is this was the portion of the map Valpo was struggling in. Ray and Sojolt available. Sojolt going to come out for both teams. Shatter going to be able to find one. Atlas able to pick one up on Lamp, and looked like they dropped point. Completely missed that. That's the thing with overtime is, you got to stay on point the whole time. And during that team fight, all the ults were coming out. There was a lot of chaos ensuing, and they just dropped point. So Valpo will just need to get here to win this overtime, and they're going to have a minute and 21 extra seconds to do so. So in a great position, but like I said, this was the part of the map that Valpo struggled in the first time. So we'll see if they can do it.
Ready for battle.
Taking a look at the team comp, gonna switch over to that Sigma for offense, and Lamp gonna go with the Reinhardt. So going off the
Make sure you're ready.
Wrecking Ball. So kind of like I was seeing there. It looked like the Wrecking Ball was kind of figured out a bit for Valpo, which funny enough, Valpo does work in a bit of Wrecking Ball, so maybe familiar with that. And gonna have the Bastion too.
The delta M of a given ray Q is approximately... The formula escapes me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Atlas dropping very low early on in this fight. Able to find an early kill onto the support. Music dropping very low is going to fall. Bastion and Reinhardt fall for Missouri State, so this should be a net win for Valpo. Unfortunately, Atlas does drop in the little Reaper 1v1 that was happening there. And NH Cool Stuff finding 2 kills there. Valpo with 1:20, gonna be able to pick up some distance. Probably not gonna win the game off that, but probably gonna help them in that task. Minute 10 seconds left. Able to find a kill on the Kiriko, and that's going to be a big pick. Wit able to find one. Sojolt does come out, and that should do it. Some great shots from Wit with the early Sojolt, and they're able to find the team kill. And Valpo able to take game 2, and I believe it or not, I think that's the first time Valpo has taken a game from Missouri State. The first time these two played, it was a 3-0 sweep for Missouri State. Even though it was a very, very close match, went to overtime, and I think in pretty much every game. So Valpo finally able to find their first game here. But Bobcorn going to get the play of the game there with a nice Reaper ult and a couple kills on top of it. But yeah, Valpo getting on the board here in this best of 5 series. But we'll be right back with game 3. We are back with Game 3 of Valpo versus Missouri State, Missouri Valley Conference Week 7. Heading to this one, Valpo 6-2, Missouri State 6-1. If you're just joining us, second time these two teams are playing each other. Valpo fell 3-0 the first time, but a lot of very, very close matchups. Going to be headed to the push map and have a Malga versus Wrecking Ball tank matchup. Gonna have the Reaper and Cassidy for Valpo on DPS. And then going to have Meepo and NH Cool Stuff on support. Gonna be on the Kiriko and Lucio. Like this comp so far from Valpo. I'm a big Malga fan. I think it works pretty well for Valpo. NH Cool Stuff finding an early kill already. And like I said before, I feel like Valpo is liking this Wrecking Ball matchup. I think they struggled in it the first time, but have clearly found something out. Credit due to Coach Bryce, probably.
This is going pretty well. Let's keep this lead.
But yeah, like Cassidy said, going pretty well so far. After that team kill, Missouri State going to be back with vengeance. Did get the swap to the Torb.
Pushing the barricade. Let's keep it up.
NH Cool Stuff going to go down. Wick going to go down to the Wrecking Ball as well. Missouri State going to get first control of point here. Busick able to find a kill on a Kaiser though. Gonna be purple, gonna have to back off here. I think Wrecking Ball's around this corner. Okay, maybe not. Gonna have Deadeye and Gates available for Valpo. Gonna have the Sojol available for Missouri State. We're finding the nice shot on the Torb there. Valpo back with the point here. Gonna try and be pushing to this checkpoint. Atlas gonna pick up a nice kill on Kaiser, and that's gonna be big. Valpo going to have 4 ults available. Gonna be just shy of that Malga ult. Same situation for Missouri State. Gonna have 4 ults available and almost a 5th. Some big ults for Valpo available. We do have first ult coming out. Lamp able to pick up 1. We'll see if Valpo decides to hold on to some of these. I think they should. Yeah, I think you just take the lost fight. Only unfortunate part is only 1 ult was used.
Death ain't on mine.
Ooh, and Lamp able to pick up 1. Lamp able to pick up another. With those picks, Valpo gonna have to give some space here. Missouri State going to get about 30-40 meters here.
Step right up.
We do have Deadeye coming out. He's not able to find anyone though. You have Torball coming out, B-Drop coming out in response. Reaper looking for his angle. And we do have a Malga ult coming out. That should be paired with a Reaper ult, and it comes out, but unfortunately Valpo losing this fight. That B-Drop on Sojol for Missouri State is going to work. Keep everybody up. Ooh, and an unfortunate late pick on the NH Cool Stuff too. Wrecking Ball able to track him down. We are halfway through our push map here and have been going back and forth a bit, but Valpo holding on to that lead from that first team kill. Luckily, most of Valpo's fight losses have been towards Missouri State's side. Do have gates coming out for Valpo. Malga able to pick up a 1 onto the Wrecking Ball. Kaiser going to pick up NH Cool Stuff. Atlas traded 1 back. Fusic finding another. But like I was saying, like it's really important to win when you really start losing that distance is depending on where the location of the fight you won or lost is at. If you're able to win it while you're contesting the point, you're just able to get so much more distance. You know, ideal spot to lose a fight if you need to is when you have this bot all the way pushed up already. That's why comebacks can be quite difficult on the push map. Wit going to go down though. Like I said, Valpo going to drop a pick here and just going to give some space and wait for that respawn. We do have Atlas picking up a kill, NH Cool Stuff picking up a kill. That is both DPSs and Lamp dropping extremely low, but is going to get healed up. Fusic finding 1 onto Mundane Foley. Wrecking Ball is going to be spotted out and is going to fall. Torball going to come out. Torball not going to find anyone, luckily. Wake going to pick up 1 on Kaiser. Valpo is able to pick up some more distance now. We will likely see this Malga ult paired with the Reaper ult. Atlas able to pick up 1 on Torb. The second I switch off of him. 4 ults available for Valpo now. Wit does go down to Lamp. We do see the Malga ult come out. We do have gates coming out. Sojo in response. And we will see Atlas pick up a double kill before he drops. NH Cool Stuff not able to get the beat drop off. Fusic able to pick up 1 before he falls as well. And a great push there for Valpo. Gonna tack on about 60 more meters. They're going to have the close respawn, so in a great position in this push map with only 2 minutes remaining. Beat drop coming out here. Wrecking Ball using ult as well. Lamp able to find a melee on a Meepo. And Valpo going to have to back off here. Fusic only 1 left alive. Probably best to just die in this situation. Or just start killing everybody. That works too. Forgot about that option. 1 minute left here. Valpo in a great position here in game 3. We have ult coming out for the Ashe. Deadeye is available. We'll probably see it here. Yeah. Not able to find anything. Does kind of get interrupted there by Wrecking Ball. Torball comes out as well. 20 seconds left here. Tank and DPS down for Valpo. Another support drops as well. 3-for-1 so far in Missouri State favor, and this will likely turn into a team kill. Never mind, Meepo's already out of there. And Missouri State gonna be in overtime now.
Overtime.
Missouri State cannot afford to lose a fight now. No mistakes left available for them. We have Gates and Malgold up. Yeah, 50 meters to go. We see the ult start to come out. Malgo ult as well as Gates as well as B drop, and this should be a lot of damage here. Wit able to pick up 2. Atlas able to find 2 with the ult, and game 3 will go to Valpo. So Valpo have found the adjustments and been able to capitalize. And they're going to be up 2-1 now heading into game 4, but not before another play of the game for Missouri State. So we got the Soj. He's able to find a nice kill with the ult. Able to find the Cassidy as well. But like I said, Valpo able to take game 3 and now going to have the lead versus Missouri State. So we will be right back after a short break for game 4. And welcome back to Game 4 of Valpo versus Missouri State. I believe we were headed to Suravasa for Flashpoint regardless. Yeah, I'm almost positive Suravasa. I got to stop second guessing myself. But I've really been getting familiar with this game of Overwatch, and I hate to say it, but it's starting to become a bit more enjoyable to watch. Now I'm learning more. Crazy concept. Anyways, going to be looking at a team count for Valpo. Actually going to be the exact same they're rocking with for the push, depending on if Atlas switches to the Reaper after this TP or not. And I think it's going to be very similar for Missouri State, at least as far as the tank and support's going to swap up the DPSs a bit, going to have that Reaper and Tracer. They had that Tracer in that Game 1 on control point that Valpo dropped in Game 1. Valpo going to be mostly in position first here, other than the Wrecking Ball that kind of just rolls in there super fast. A lot of members low for Missouri State early here. Field's going to come through. When they do see that Reaper TPing up, going to have to drop down. Tracer going down early. Must have been out of rewind. Music does get slept. Gonna find the slam and go deep onto the Lucio. Drop really low. Bobcorn able to trade one back on a Wit. Music able to find one. Find two, actually. And now they're headed back to point. Restart for Valpo on Flashpoint here in Game 4. Valpo at 80%. That percent ticks up so fast on Flashpoint. Wit does drop early. Lamp able to find Atlas. Valpo going to have to give up point here at 99%. So it gets antied, and that'll do it. So Missouri State going to get first cap of point here. Valpo waiting for the stagger. Fusic unfortunately dying pretty late there. I think that return into point was probably ill-advised, but that's why I'm in the caster booth and not playing. Both support ults available for Valpo. While they got a DT and S for Missouri State. Valpo just looking for their way back in. Probably are going to have to commit some ultimates here. B-Drop does come out. Deadeye coming out. Not able to find anyone. In overtime, Valpo with the point. Reaper still having ult available here. A ton of ults coming back and forth. Unfortunately, Reaper does drop, and that is going to be a 1v1 now. And a 4 for 5. Valpo just finding the team kill. Fusic dropping really low there, but they are able to get the first point. Oh, I thought he was going to die there to the Dragon Ball ult. Just one ult remaining for both teams there, as we had a absolute haymaker of a fight. I didn't even know what was happening. Reaper TP's on point. Is able to fade out of there. Yeah, he has been having some very aggressive TPs and has been forcing out that escape ability. So we'll see if he changes that up. If he's going to be purple, going to have to back out a little bit. Reaper able to find the kill on the other Reaper. And both TPSs down for Missouri State, so that is going to be first cap once again on second point this time for Valpo. Epo's still with this Gates. Both DPS ults up for Missouri State. Atlas able to pick up the Reaper once again. Gates come out. Did have Trace ult come out there. Don't think it did too much. Valpo climbing this present slowly but surely. Deadeye is available. We have B-Drop here too. Just a Reaper ult. Valpo above 90% now. We'll see the Deadeye come out. Not able to find anything. I mean, these Deadeye ults have been brutal. Reaper ult does get knocked out of the way, and Meepo going to find the headshot to finish him off. Meepo with another kill. Fusic able to find one on Lamp, and that's going to be the second point. And Valpo just dominating so far on this flashpoint. Ugh, nice shot. Disgusting little flick there by Wit. And Valpo moving their way over to the third point. I believe they're not going to have position on this one, but we shall see. This first cap is just really important, the positioning on the flashpoint. That's why that speed matters so much. We are going to have the Malga Reaper ult combo. They want to use that together. Tracer dropping low, has to TP out. Fusic dropping a bit low. Point just unlocked. Fusic able to find one Tracer. Able to take out Atlas, and Meepo drops as well. Fusic going to be purpled, and they're going to go down, and Missouri State going to get first cap now. Turning it around a bit here. So Missouri State able to stifle the bleeding a bit here.
Hey, hey, hey! Both hearts. I want this point.
Do have the aerial denial coming out. Lamp able to pick up too. And just 10H cool stuff back, or alive.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Valpo is able to get point at the 99% mark. Fusic able to find a kill. Atlas dropping though. Atlas with that Reaper ult, so gonna be an unfortunate drop there. And H cool stuff dropping as well. And this should be point. Yeah, Valpo just gonna give it up here and gonna start moving and try and find this next point.
Temple lost.
So 2-1 in Flashpoint now. As a reminder, gonna be first to 3 here.
I'm here.
What's up?
4 ults available here. So Valpo, in my opinion, should invest quite a few of these just to ensure a fight win. Hopefully not too much though, because they're not aware how many ults Missouri State has, but they only got 1.
10 seconds.
Do you think this point is the most interesting on Cervasa? Just has a lot of different angles, high point, low point. B drop comes out for both teams. We have the high noon coming out here. Not able to find it there. Fusic able to pick one, up one, drops really low. Atlas able to find one though. Valpo with the first cap, gonna be up to 35% already. Wrecking Ball spinning around on point here. It's always a goofy character to watch. Oh, and we do have the Reaper ult as well with the Malga ult, and he's able to pick up 3 there. Great ult combo there, and gonna be at 90%, and Missouri State gonna have a tough time getting back to point here, and oh, that's gonna be a big stagger. And Valpo going to be in overtime now, and that should do it. You have Gates coming out, and Valpo with a very, very strong performance here today. Able to pick up the 3-1 victory versus Missouri State, and we'll see if we finally get play of the game, and it's going to be Fusic on the Malga. Oh yeah, this was super clutch. Anyways, that is going to do it for us here tonight. Been an absolute pleasure casting this game. A lot of exciting games coming up. NECC quarters tomorrow for Rocket League. I believe we also have a Missouri Valley Conference Valorant game at 6 tomorrow. Them looking to get their first one on the board Friday. Also have Varsity Overwatch for their NECC quarterfinals match against Missouri State. So going to be having a rematch of this game. So actually 1-1 in series count. So they went even in the regular season. Anyways, really looking forward to that match. I mean, Valpo, absolute dominant performance tonight against Missouri State. But going to be a really exciting matchup. I believe that is a 2 and 7 seed matchup. Valpo being the 2 seed, having a undefeated regular season, where Missouri State did not have quite as good of a regular season in the NECC, but nonetheless are a strong opponent, and look forward to playing them on Friday. And then we will finish it off Saturday with our last weeks of the regular season in the GLAC. We have Smash taking on Illinois Wesleyan University, and Academy Overwatch taking on Shawnee State University. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And yeah, great game for Valpo, and we'll see you tomorrow.